All right, well, this won't hurt at all. Just step into my doctor's office. Dr. Danny, back in the house. I'm telling you, this segment's been great for my evening. I've really enjoyed it. Just tell everyone what's wrong with them and how you would fix them. I'm like, I played general manager for 32 teams. It's been a lot of fun. AFC North scheduled all their appointments for this hour, so I got a lot of charts here in my hand. We're going from worst
got some
to
work
first.
to do, Doc.
I don't. Yeah, that's right. Some ugly football was played in this division this year. Up first, though, the Cleveland Browns. Whew.
Heavy.
Okay.
Big foul.
You don't have much time left. Here's what I would say. Draft good players.
That helps.
Don't roll your eyes, Greg. You might say that's obvious medical advice, like eat healthy and work out and get your 8 hours. But honestly, I thought what the Browns did last year was crazy. Draft using a 3rd-round pick and a 5th-round pick on Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. You're taking mid- and late-round flyers on guys when you don't have the infrastructure of your team. It's one thing, it's at least a debate if the Raiders do that with Mendoza when they don't have the rest of the team around him, if they believe that he's truly special. But if you don't have an infrastructure in place to drop in a quarterback, try to hit on those picks. The kid Jared Wilson, he wasn't great in the Super Bowl, but he was an offensive lineman drafted 1 pick after Dylan Gabriel. He started 13 games for the team that won the AFC. There, you can find starters in the 3rd and 5th round. So the Browns have the 6th and the 24th pick this year. Don't reach for a quarterback. Just draft blue chip players. Look at all the problems that the Browns offense had this year. Time sacked, rushing, 3rd down, turnover, yards, points, how often they punted. Just draft linemen, receivers, corners. They are a true best player available team, I would say, this year. Don't take a quarterback.
This might sound crazy, but I seriously would consider trading Myles Garrett.
I don't think that's crazy at all.
I think you really have to look at all the deficiencies. I mean, obviously, the stats talk about it all. But you have to say, hey, man, we've been here enough. Myles Garrett has hinted about leaving. I think you go to him and you say, hey, let's figure this out, because you're only going to build this team up fast by getting assets and getting people in that building that can really help you win. Especially you have a quarterback right now who's young. You have an offensive line that needs help. You got to start figuring out if Shedeur Sanders, whoever's going to be your answer for next season, he's going to need some protection, and they don't have it right now. So I would sit down to Myles Garrett and be like, hey, man, let's talk business. What do you want this to look like?
So the last time we felt like the Browns had something going for themselves offensively, they had an established run game. When you don't have, you've been talking about this all week long, about the offensive line play, a physical brand of football, especially in that division. You got to solidify what you have up front to assist whatever quarterback you're going to have under center this year. I don't care which one you have. You need to be able to support them with a running game, and so that's where my focus would be. If Myles Garrett helps that, I doubt if Todd Monken coming in, a new head coach, is like, yeah, we're going to actually trade him. Wait, I came here because he was one of the staples.
I also threw that out there because Jim Schwartz is going, right? And Myles Garrett and Schwartz, they love
very
each other.
Very
vocal about him going. They wanted him to be the head coach, and Jim Schwartz. If that's the case, I'm looking at Todd Monken like, listen, I'm trying to build this thing up. You being the leader of this locker room, you can't be a distraction for me, because that's going to cause a mutiny. I can't afford that right now, especially with a young quarterback. So at the end of the day, if you're the Browns, this is something you have to seriously entertain while you're here. Like, hey, man, we got to get better. Let's see what we can throw you out there and what we can get for it.
I can just see them using the 24th pick on a quarterback. And it's just like, what are you guys doing? Just find good players.
Simpson, out of Alabama.
Yeah, it's going to take some time. All right, next appointment. Got to stay on schedule here. The Cincinnati Bengals walking into the office.
I'm surprised you could pick that file up.
Well, here's the thing about the Bengals file. I'm sure most people are there's a lot of things that jump off this chart about their defensive issues. There's no problem. I definitely could address that. Offensive line, your quarterback's battered and bruised and all of that. But I would honestly be looking between the ears here and just talk to Joe Burrow. Just talk to him.
What does that conversation sound like?
Joe, are you happy?
No.
What can I do, Joe, to make you happy?
Provide us with a winning product.
Okay.
How about
winning is what puts smiles.
I'm saying trade me.
But
get me out of here.
But that is
please.
That is what you have to prevent. everybody knows that they need defense, and I agree. And everyone knows they need offensive line help, and I agree. But Joe Burrow was talking about falling out of love with football, spending too much time rehabbing, not doing enough winning, the physical ailments. He talks about the price of fame and all of the things that have happened there. Like, without Joe Burrow, there is no franchise in Cincinnati, okay? He covers up a lot of your warts. They were 1-8 last year without Burrow. They're 5-12 since 2021 without Burrow. Like, that's not yes, that is an injury statistic, but also if Joe Burrow is unhappy with Cincinnati and he asks for a trade, you're right back to being the Bengals. Figure out what would make Joe Burrow happy.
Nothing's going to make him happy. You've given him everything. You've given him the bag, the receivers. Yeah, you need offensive line help. So does a lot of people in the league. The problem is right now, he's costing you a lot of money. You can't make any moves. 35 this year, 37, and it escalates from there. And you've gotten nothing from him. I threw out the stat earlier this week, 9-28 when he's not your starting quarterback. Can't even survive that.
Is there anything in your files that says that Zach Taylor needs to be addressed? Because this is like the only team that nobody addresses Zach Taylor.
Well, no,
that's called T, my friend.
I'll tell you why, though. That's an ownership issue. They've never, since Mike Brown has taken
Greg's right, though.
No, I know. They have never paid a coach not to coach for them. They let them all coach out their contracts.
Yeah, but
100% of them.
Marvin Lewis, okay, good. You held on to him. But Greg's right. You don't change your head coach and you don't change your staff.
I am trying to deal within the realms of reasonable, I'm not sending someone over to Germany for stem cell therapy. I'm talking about what I'm able to prescribe.
You want to stir the pot.
They won't fire him. They might after this year, now that with the contract situation, but that's not available for them right now. You ready for the next patient?
This is my favorite.
Yeah. I'm trying to give them to you. Here's the problem with the Ravens, according to Willie Colon. I don't like them. All right. I think that there is a real sense of urgency here to sign Lamar Jackson in the next couple of weeks. I think you need to be honest with yourself and say, we have one of the best players in football, and we have no problem paying him like one of the best players in football. But everybody knows that his cap hit for next year is not tenable, right? If you're going to actually try to continue to win, it's the second largest in the NFL. Now, at least he plays, unlike Deshaun Watson, who has the largest nice contract by Cleveland. But if you then flip to all of the guys on Baltimore that in theory they would want back, their own free agents, those are real players. Now, some of them are... Tyler Huntley is a luxury. Ricard is a luxury. Linderbaum is not.
No. That's why he's on. I'm assuming that's why he's on the top of the list.
Yeah, right. Urban and Jones are not. That's part of the strength after they lost Matabuke, right? They have a lot of guys who they're going to want to retain. So they are not likely to, no pun on Isaiah likely, they are not likely to get better by a bunch of external high-profile additions other than the 14th pick in the draft. But if you get that cap number down by Lamar before free agency, you can at least do a little bit more and be a little bit more flexible.
Yeah, that's the obvious. And whatever it is that you need to do to sweeten the pot, if you will, tell them you're going to try to bring in some type of a receiver, whatever the receiver it is that you like, maybe Lamar, to get you to sign a deal to where we can have space to get some of these guys that we know we want to have signed that's already on our roster. You got to get it done if you're the Ravens.
But his contracts have been tricky in the past. There was the almost trade him situation a couple of years back. There's the lack of an agent situation. Yep. There's the fact that he deserves, based on his play, to be the highest paid player. If he's up, this might be tricky, but they need it to be done soon.
The bottom line is you got to stop asking Lamar Jackson to erase your flaws and erase the flaws. He needs help. And we talked about it earlier, what they look like on paper. They don't have enough right now. You know, Zay Flowers isn't enough. We've said that. Isaiah likely may be gone. Mark Andrews, you can't find him. He doesn't have the same impact like he's had in previous years. You need offensive line help. You have to go to Lamar and be like, listen, dog, I know you want your money and sure you deserve it, but we can't move unless you help us move, right? We can't be a contender. We can't be elite. We can't be who we used to be if we don't have money to spend. You're holding us up very much like Joe Burrow. So you're going to have to ask Lamar, is it about you or winning? That's what you ask him. Because they cannot sign him to that contract and expect you to be competitive next year.
Well, they're about to. But you can sign him to an extension and lower the cap hit for this year, right? Because they're trying to win the Super Bowl this year. But
there's no reason to read the next file, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't think there's. I think it's time to go to broadcast.
I'm a professional, and it's their appointment.
The best for last.
Well, listen, we did this in fairness. The appointments were scheduled based on how they finish in the division.
Exactly.
And the Steelers finished.
This feels
first.
like a closed door appointment.
So they get to go last. Now I will tell you this, Willie, as I look at your team's chart. You're not going to like what I
Yeah, you can just
describe.
Yeah, you can just talk to him.
You're not going to like this. You got to hit the reset button. Because there's a lot of things in here that on paper are pretty good. I know a lot of these names. There's a lot of talent. In fact, as I've heard, went to the playoffs, won the AFC North. That's my Willie Colon impression. But here's what the last 5 years have shown you in Pittsburgh. It's fine. It's okay. That is not the standard being the standard. That is not excellence being the standard. That is a mediocre football team that has made the playoffs more often than not, has never had a losing record, but hasn't actually gotten anything done. And if you run it back with Aaron Rodgers, we can just make it Steelers for the last 6 years. And they'll grind out 9 or 10 wins, and they'll grind out a playoff appearance, but they're not going to actually be moving towards anything. It's tough medicine. It doesn't go down easy, but it's what's best for you, my friend.
Listen, I agree. Like a lot of people
What?
like this. Well, I don't agree with you. What I'm about to say is
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers, if he's back with the Pittsburgh Steelers, allows the Steelers to have a playoff window. And it allows the Steelers to continue to build while you have a competent quarterback that can lead your offense. If you go and get Will Howard and you allow him to start, that's going to be a step backwards. The Steelers will never be in the business of just losing games. That's not who they are. You guys may not like it. The world may not like it. But what Steelers like to do is win. You want to have an opportunity to win. It may not seem like you have a shot year after year, but you also have a place at the table when you have a competent quarterback and somebody can drive your offense.
So can I ask you a question?
Yes.
So are they trying to win the Super Bowl?
Every team is trying to win the Super Bowl.
Is your team trying to win the Super Bowl?
The Steelers would never take on a season without trying to win a Super Bowl.
Okay. But can next year's team with Aaron Rodgers win the Super Bowl?
I think next year's team with Aaron Rodgers, a receiver number 2 in a run game, and a head coach in Mike McCarthy who has been proven to win games, has a shot at winning the Super Bowl.
Okay, so that's where you and the doctor
I
disagree.
think what y'all want me to say right there?
I'm not trying to trap you. I'm saying that
Well, I don't want you guys to give me this exhausted face. I'm sorry you guys don't bleed the black and gold like I can. You haven't been privileged to.
No,
I'm just trying to tell you how we cook in the kitchen.
I understand. I guess my point is that like you keep talking about seat at the table, make it to the playoffs. I don't hear you talking a lot about being excellent. And that's
right.
and that's seventh trophy.
Yeah, because excellence necessarily doesn't guarantee the Super Bowl. Having a shot gives you a shot at the Super Bowl. That's what I mean.
There's a lot of residents.
Best team doesn't always win the Super Bowl. The most opportunistic.
There's a lot of individuals on this team that could qualify for assisted living.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
like
you got to retool
age
it.
joke.
Yeah, you got to retool this thing, man.
Are we age shaming on this show?
I mean, I'm not really trying to, but but it is what it is. Like this team has to get younger. They have to be willing to make an investment in the investments that they have. Will Howard, you're talking glowingly about him. Well, put him out there. Let's see what he got. Let's get some guys around him. Let's put.
But can't Aaron be a bridge?
I'm with you. If he's a bridge, he's a bridge. But like at some point.
You guys love bridges too.
Yeah, literally.
You love bridges and
Pittsburgh's the city of bridges.
I was just about to say,
you love
a lot of beautiful
bridges. Making the playoffs and not winning playoff games. It's the damnedest thing I've ever seen. How about winning in the playoffs?
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.